All right, what's up, people? It's Brianna Bassell from the Affluent and Black podcast. We have a special guest here today. He's going to tell you a little bit about his career and landing acting roles and TV shows, Chicago Fire, commercials, and a lot of the other work that he's been doing and he's going to do in the future. So, Lawrence, what's up, man?
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me out. Let's have some fun and just ask away. I got plenty of answers. Let's get it.
All right, bet.
Definitely.
So tell everybody about yourself. Like, where are you from?
Born and raised in Joliet, Illinois. Just went to Joliet Central, graduated there. Been married for about 27 years. Yeah, so I got married early. Yeah, a blessing, right? Shout out to you, baby. How you doing, Twanette? I got to throw that in there. But no, it's married for a long time, enjoying life, and just living day to day. So 3 beautiful kids, girls. So yeah, I'm just loving life.
Wow, you need to give advice to like our generation. Stay married. Get married, Jesus.
Well, you have your ups and downs, that's for sure. But it's marriage is what you make of it. You know what I mean? So you're either gonna walk away or you're gonna give it, stick it in, stick out. So.
For sure. Definitely. So, how did you get into acting? Was this something you had interest in when you were younger?
Well, I always knew I wanted to be an entertainer when I was younger, but I didn't know at what capacity. I did do some modeling in high school, but I was like, I like being in front of a crowd, right?
Really?
That's when I was in shape, man. I had the 6-pack, the high top fade, the kid and play thing, back in the day. But no, I love being in front of a crowd. I love to entertain, stuff like that. But I couldn't find my niche. But when I got older, that's when I found out, hey, I'm good at acting. So, and I basically started off, and if I'm talking too much, shut me up, but I started off doing background work and, took some acting classes. One thing led to another, ended up getting an agent. Once I got an agent, that changed my life, and then did auditions and stuff like that and started booking some shows. So that's kind of what happened from that point.
Okay. You say you started doing background work.
Yeah. So I wanted to get a feel of what it was like to be on set. And so I didn't have a mentor, so to speak, to show me the steps of what to do and how to do it. So I basically, started doing background work. And so you're extra or whatnot. So you get on set, you're that guy in the corner or you're this guy over here. And you just kind of, learn what to do on set and what not to do on set. And so I like being on set and I like being around other actors and other, celebrities and things of that nature. So I said, hey, let me take some acting classes. I want to take this to the next level. So that's what I did. Once I took those acting classes, it changed my life. Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah.
How did you go about finding acting classes? Is there a specific organization you went through? Just so someone's watching, they can say, okay, well, there's certain schools and people that are good at,
Yeah, you can look online, but it was just like networking. So, I was working with Richard Gallion. He had an acting class. I took his acting class. Took a film class with my business partner William Adams on how to look at the camera, what not to do, stuff like that. It's just a bunch of classes out there that you can look in online and find out about. So, and I would always say try to find a mentor that can guide you in the right direction. I didn't have that at first. I had to kind of learn on my own and make the mistakes and kind of, the do's and the don'ts, what not to do and all that good stuff. So I had to learn on my own for the most part. But I would say find a mentor and look online for those classes, acting classes.
Okay. Having a mentor can definitely cut that learning curve.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Trust me.
Oh, no, I understand.
I mean, my mentors would tell me stories about how they just fell on their face, right? Yep. And they stopped me from doing the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So about how long do you think it took for you to go from, okay, I'm just taking classes, learning, but now I'm confident and I got a lot of things down packed, right?
You know what? I don't think you ever get to the point to where you got it down pat. It's always continuous improvement. It's always studying your crafts, perfecting your craft. So you never want to think that you made it. Like Denzel Washington, he still takes acting classes right now, and he doesn't have to. He's Denzel Washington. Will Smith, same way. He takes acting classes. All these major actors and actresses still work on their craft. So, with me, I started off doing local plays in my church. Shout out to One Vision Worship Center. But started out doing local plays in my church, and then one thing led to another, and I decided, hey, this is for me, like we talked about earlier. And I think if you just hone your craft, you perfect your craft, stay humble, you'll never get to that point to where you're like, oh, I'm this guy or I'm that guy. I made it. I've arrived. Because, if you truly respect this craft, you truly respect working in the acting industry or any entertainment industry, you want to work on your craft and hone it to the best of your ability. Yeah.
Being humble is key, right?
Sure.
But I feel like you do have to have a certain level of confidence.
Yeah. And,
to actually perform well.
Yeah, and
and that takes a while for some people to get to that point.
Yeah, and and I'm still working on it. Believe me, I'm confident in what I do.
Yeah,
I feel good about what I do. If I know the material, I'm comfortable. I'm great. But sometimes you get those scripts, or you get those lines where you're like, man, how am I supposed to say this? If you don't have an acting coach, or if you don't have anybody to kind of push you in the right direction, how am I supposed to make this character come across? How am I supposed to build this character up? So you have to do some research, and stuff like that. So the confidence, I think, is there. It's just being confident with the material that you receive, So myself, I'm confident all day long. You know what I mean? You can't tell me nothing. I'm Lawrence C. Johnson Jr. I'm gonna put it out there. Can we talk with family?
Okay.
Can we just be honest?
Okay.
So I'm gonna put it out there. We're gonna have some fun, but I just think acting is always a day-to-day thing. You're always honing your craft. You're always perfecting it. You're always getting better day to day, and you could be a humble assassin. So I was told that you can't be a humble assassin. Yeah, so you can be a humble assassin. I'm humble, but I'm hungry. You know what I mean? I want to go after everything I possibly can get. I want to do everything I possibly can. I get told no 1,000 times, but that one yes makes up for all those 1,000 no's. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's one piece of advice I would give to the new generation or the younger generation that want to get into acting. Don't get discouraged when you get a no. Because you're going to get 1,000 no's before you get that one yes.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, my God. So I auditioned. Can we talk a little bit?
Yeah,
so let me talk. So when I first started out, I first got an agent. I was auditioning like crazy, doing everything, doing the best I could. And so I'm like, I killed that audition. And so when I get, told no, or I don't get a response back, like I booked a role, I'm like, man, what is going on? I'm killing these auditions. I'm getting help with the auditions. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. And then somebody told me in the industry, hey, look, don't take it personal. It may be you killed the audition, but you may not have matched up with the co-star or the star of the TV show or the movie. You may be too tall. You may be too short. You may be too fat. You just don't gel. You had a great audition, but there's so many variables that go on behind the scenes that we don't know about that, we take for granted. So once I knew that, that helped me going forward. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't so judgmental of myself. Like, oh my God, I'm terrible. I must not be, good at this acting because nobody's calling me. Nobody's looking for me. Nobody's,
We're our toughest critic.
Yeah. I'm your toughest, I'm our toughest critic, obviously, but if nobody's calling you back, you think, man, well, maybe this is not for me. And you start second guessing yourself. But then you get booked for a role and then you're like, okay, well, maybe this is for me. You know what I mean? So for the most part, yeah, definitely.
Yes. So, so would you say it's hard to build momentum? Like you said, that's the advice you would give the younger generation is to you be told no 1,000 times and you get one yes. And I feel like just being around people my age group, right?
Yeah.
They get told no and their confidence level just drops.
Oh, sure.
Drastically, you know? So would you say it's hard to build momentum in this industry?
Everybody's different, so I wouldn't say it's hard to build momentum. Like for me, my mindset is different from anybody else. You know what I mean? If I get told no, that just means it's delayed. You know what I mean? So, but everybody doesn't have that mindset. And I want to say is, people's personality to come into play too. So with my personality, I'm a go-getter. If you tell me no, I can't have something, I'm going to figure out a way to get it. But some of these people, they just get told no And like you said, the confidence level is there, low self-esteem, whatever the case may be, and they quit and give up. And so I would always say never give up on your dreams. Never stop pursuing the gift that God has given you, because he's given it to you for a reason. And that was my thing. And I had to realize that. And once I realized that, I was like, this is what it's about. You know what I mean? And you always want to help people. You always want to try to find somebody you can mentor. I'm actually mentoring a young man. He's a script writer. He's a writer. He's got a short film called The Caretaker.
Okay.
So we're going to help him push that film out. Chris, shout out to you if you're watching. But we're going to help him put that film out. We're going to help him hire actors. We're going to help him, build the scenes, shot angles, all that. Me and my business partner. So we're going to make it work. Nice. But that's what it's about, helping people. And the more you help people, the more it comes back to you. You know 100%. What I mean? Yeah, 100%. You can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You build on that. So sure.
Okay. Your business partner, you speak about him a lot. Can you tell us a little bit about him and like what?
Yeah.
His
So I actually met him when I first started as an extra on one of his films, and his name is Will Adams. So I met him. We hit it off, and we kind of just started working together. So with him, he's more on the technical side, behind the scenes, camera, camera work, stuff like that. And I'm more of like the face. I do the casting for all the films. I do the interviews, stuff like that. So, and I may have an idea, he'll write it down and put it on paper. Okay. So we work well together in that way. So that's kind of how we build on that and grow. Yeah.
Nice.
So the teamwork. Yeah, I think you met him that day. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
You met
festival.
him. Yeah, at the festival. So you met him. But yeah, so we work well together, and no complaints. So definitely.
Nice. Yeah. Love to see it. So can you talk a little bit about your preparation when it comes to getting ready for a role? Right?
Yeah. I tell you what,
this process.
You got your good guys, you got your bad guys, you got all different types of characters. But what I do to prepare for a role, I pull off other people, like real life people. I might see the way this guy walks and pull off his mannerisms, like he's walking like that, and I'll put that in the back of my head and I'll store it. And, and then I'll watch films of other, whether it's a doctor role or whether it's a bad guy role. I'll watch different films and kind of get different kind of personas of how to play that character. And I store that in the back of my head too. So when that character does come up or arise, I know where to pull from. And I use my real life situations to draw off as well. Because, if I got to cry, I can cry at the drop of a dime because I can think about stuff in my head that I have stored that's happened to me that just makes me, boom, cry. Or, if I want to be funny, I can do that. I mean, it's just, and I want to say take some improv classes too, because that's key. If you could do improv on the spot and you can adjust and make that character better or worse, so to speak, I mean, that's the way to go. But I mean, I definitely dig. I do studying on what that doctor does, or I basically become that character. A lot of people call it method acting, but I become that character. My wife gets irritated because I'm doing the character at home or I'm doing it at work. And, my guys are like, what are you doing? What are you? And I'm just like playing a role. And then I don't tell them I'm playing a role. I just do it. And so everybody's looking at me crazy, like, what is this guy? Is he all right? So it helps me kind of prepare to just be that guy 100% of the time, whether I'm on set or off set. So when I'm on set, I don't have to get into that character. I don't have to become that character. I'm already that character tenfold until that show is over, and then I come out, so to speak. So if that makes sense, you know what I mean? So it helps me dramatically. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And the reason I asked that, this question is interesting because I can't recall his name, but a famous actor. I think he's playing a role of a serial killer like Jeffrey Dahmer of that nature. And he said it was so hard to get out of that role. He had to take like therapy. Yeah. He had to go therapy for it. You know, so I was wondering for you, like how hard is it to get out of that role when you've been just in it for like months at a time?
Well, you can get out of the role. It's just, it depends on what the character is. Like a serial killer, that's deep. Yeah. So that's disturbing. So that may cause some issues in your mental thought process. But like a normal character, like that's not that deep and not that, intricate, you can kind of get out of. But a serial killer, bad guys, sometimes the bad guys are, are hard to come off of and get away from too as well. So definitely.
I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, but it's a fun process, and you have to love what you do. Like everybody says, "Oh, I have a passion," or "This is my passion," but is it truly your passion? Because a lot of people that say this is my passion, they get told no, they give up after the first couple no's, and that's not who I am. So, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you mentioned your coworkers would get annoyed, right? Because you're in character, right?
Yeah.
And that was one of my questions. I was going to ask you, did you have like a 9 to 5, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. So here's the thing, and people don't understand this. They say, "Oh, I saw you on TV. What are you doing working?" But if you don't book a show consistently, you're consistently not booking. You may book a show every 3-4 months, depending on what's going on. You may book a show once every other month, but it's not consistent enough. And that's why they call us starving actors. And so what I did to supplement that is work a 9 to 5, and you have to pay the bills, right?
Right.
But I also, me and my business partner, I'm LEJ Entertainment, and he's Low Key Productions. So like I said, we also create, we don't wait. So we put out our own projects, we put out our own stuff, we hire our own actors, actresses, and we write our own scripts. And so we put stuff out on YouTube, Amazon Prime, things of that nature. So if we do have a downtime to where I'm not booking anything and he's not working on any production projects, we put something together ourselves, we put it out, and we just shoot it over the weekend and we get it done. We do a lot of short films. We do a lot of, if you go to YouTube, you can check out, Will Adams, look up Will Adams. You'll see all of his short films, Low Key Productions, LEJ Entertainment, so I mean, all that, we just work well together and it works. You know what I mean? So definitely check out some of the short films on YouTube.
Yeah, that's key. What you said about, the bills still have to get paid, right? Sometimes people are so quick to just have that entrepreneurial title, right? Oh yeah, they quit their job prematurely and then you're screwed, right?
You're right. No, you're right. 100%.
That just keeps piling up. You can chase your dreams, but you can still have a 9 to 5.
And that's what I try to explain to people, even the young kids coming up. You don't have
They have it bad. My generation has it bad.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was just because of COVID. When COVID hit, everybody just said, "Oh, I could work from home. I don't have to do nothing now." A lot of people. So, but you still have to pay your bills. You still have to get out and support your family if you have a family. So you have to pay those bills with the 9 to 5, and you follow your dreams and passions after the fact. Now, the whole thing about it is you want to give as much time into yourself as you do your 9 to 5. So a lot of people don't do that either. So they'll work their 9 to 5 and they're like, "Oh, I'm tired.
You get lazy.
Yeah, I don't want to do nothing tonight because I know I got to write that script, or I know I got to do this audition to get it turned in, and but I'll wait. And you procrastinate. But if you don't give 100% into you like you do your job, you're basically working for somebody else and you're making them rich. And and it's to the point to where if you have your own business and you have your own mindset, your own idea and what you want to do in life, why would you sell yourself short and you'll help somebody else grow and not help yourself grow? So definitely if you spend 90% of the time on your job, spend 150% on yourself. So I travel a lot for my job. I'm on the road a lot, but wherever I'm at, I'll stop at 5 o'clock, 5:30, whatever the case may be, and I make sure that I devote 3 to 4 hours into at least looking at a script or submit myself for roles and contacting my agent saying, "Hey, what do I need to do better, or what do I need to do to perfect this, or taking classes or whatever I do." I want to make sure that I invest back into myself because that's what it's about. Because I love my job, I love the people I work with, but that's not something I want to do for the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I like it, but I don't love it. It's a difference. I love acting. I love building characters. I love writing scripts. I love hiring people and saying, "Hey, I want you to play this part. I want you to do this, do that." So I love that type of thing, and I want to be able to do that on a bigger scale sometime in the future. That's my goal. Yeah.
So I need everyone to go back and listen to that last part over there.
Hopefully it was good. I don't know what part you're talking about. Hopefully it was good. But
So you said if you put 90% in that work.
Yep.
Put
150%.
150
in yourself. Not 100. 150% into yourself. Because here's the thing.
That went over a lot of people's heads.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And when I'm with my wife, we'll be out and about, and I'll be like, hey, check me out. I'm Lawrence C. Johnson Jr. I'm an actor. I'm on Chicago Fire. I want you to check this out. And she'll just go, she'll make a face because she gets tired of me promote myself. But I was always told closed mouths don't get fed. Nope. So if I don't promote myself, who will? You know what I mean? Because nobody's going to go out and say, oh, that's Lawrence C. Johnson Jr. I saw him. You might have a couple people that do that for you. But if like I told Tom, I said, hey, man, look, this is my, app. Support me, follow me on this, follow me on that. And that's it. I mean, how hard is it to do that? It takes 2 minutes to do. Yeah. And especially if you're having a conversation with somebody and you're getting to know them and, you're an actor. Yeah, here's my stuff. Follow me, support me. Mm-hmm. That's it. You don't have to Zelle me money. You don't have to cash at me anything, but just support. Watch my projects. Say something good or bad about it. Because here's the thing: I don't want a yes man in my camp. I want somebody that's going to tell me, Lawrence, I liked it, but you need to do this better. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You don't want people that are just going to say yes because you're Lawrence or yes because you're Brianna. You know what I mean? You want somebody that's going to be like some constructive criticism, and you got to be able to take that. Because that's how you're going to get better. How are you going to get better if you can't take criticism? So that's the way I look at it. And I want to make sure that people give me that constructive criticism that I need to take it to that next level. For sure.
This past year, I cut off a lot of yes men in my life.
Yeah.
A lot. I was cleaning house this past year.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I was cleaned house.
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk about some of the roles you've been in? Because I saw Chicago Fire. Yeah, that seems great. I saw like a commercial for Kettering Health, right?
Yeah, definitely. So we go back to the auditioning thing. So I did a self tape for Chicago Fire, and that's how they do it now most of the time. So I turned it into my agent. She turned it in. I didn't hear anything for a long time, so I'm just assuming as normal, hey, I didn't get the part. So I'm driving on the highway and I get this text, oh, you got booked. What?
Wow.
So I had to pull over and immediately say, thank you, God. Because here's the thing. I put God first in everything I do, and I'm not ashamed to say it. If people don't want to talk to me after that, I'm good with that. But I put God first in everything I do. It's all him. It's not me.
Facts.
I just look at it like this. I'm just a vessel and he's using me. So, and most people stop talking to you when you say that, but it's like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I'm talented. I have talent, but he amplifies that talent for me. He puts people in my life, such as yourself, that say, hey, come on my show, talk about this, and it's more exposure. So, my thing is I never belittle, what he has done for me. You know what I mean?
100%.
Okay, I'm good. So
preach.
Yeah. So I'll get on a tangent, but the whole thing about it is when I got that part, it was just like so amazing. Like, and it was a construction foreman. I'm in 2 scenes, about 15 lines. I'm in the scene with Taylor Kinney, Stella. Severide is the name on the show, and I'm in the scene with them, and I'm working with them, and that's like a dream come true. It's like, man, I can't believe I'm actually on set with these guys, interacting with them on TV, and and so on break, some of the guys, because we were there from like 6 in the morning to like 8 at night. Yeah. So some of the cast members made a video just talking smack about me, having fun. So it's on my page. Check it out on Instagram. But it's just so funny that, they're normal like you're normal. I mean, they put their pants on like you put your pants on. They may have a little more money in the bank or whatnot, but they're human beings. They like to have fun. They just have a job to do like anybody else. That's just their normal job on a day-to-day basis. So I love Chicago Fire. Shout out to my agent, Guild Talent, for getting me the audition. April, appreciate you. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Kettering Healthcare, the commercial that I did, which was a national commercial too. It was actually my family, real family, was in the commercial with me. So
wow,
they were looking for, real families because that was around COVID and like the winging off of COVID. So they wanted a real family that are around each other all the time. So we all auditioned together. And so we had an improv. So we improv the audition, we sent it in, we got booked, and I got a chance to work with my family on set. And they got a chance to see what I do on a day-to-day basis that they weren't aware of. Because they're like, oh yeah, it's a 5-minute shoot. I mean, a 5-minute, he's on scene for 5 minutes. But it takes 18 hours to shoot that 5 minutes. And so they didn't realize the processes and, makeup, wardrobe, just the miking up and angles and how many times they have to shoot different ways. It was just insane. So they respected me and what I do in the craft now. So, just by them working on that.
That's a blessing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a blessing. Shout out to my family. Thank you for supporting me, Twanette, Tia, Ellen, Lauren. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank you so much. Yeah, for sure.
How about I see something else you promote on YouTube. I think it's like Plight of the.
Yep. So it's Plight of the Independent Filmmaker.
Nice.
We have 2 seasons on YouTube. The first season was a little rough because we were kind of putting everything together. Will Adams and myself putting everything together. Second season is a little smoother, but definitely check that out. It's 12 episodes per season. You don't want to miss that. Plight is PLIGHT. Plight of the Independent Filmmaker. And we also are doing a movie, Plight of the Independent Filmmaker, the movie. That's going to be coming out in 2023, later this year. So we're still filming. We're still trying to work out some locations, so we'll nail that down. But that'll be in theaters in Chicago here. So
okay.
So I'll let you know when that comes out.
Oh yeah.
So you come support your guy. You know what I mean?
I'll definitely check in with you.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
So how did you go about finding your agent? I'm not sure if I asked that yet.
No, that's fine. Well, I looked online, obviously, and then everybody has like where they cast you on the spot, or not cast you, but you audition on the spot for them. So they had an open casting call.
Open casting.
So I went there, and it's funny because what they did, which I wasn't prepared, they give you a script while you're standing in line. And they tell you to find a partner to read with that script or read the script with. And once you and your partner get in front of them, you have to kind of, say those lines and be that character. While you're standing in line, you have to learn the lines. And it's okay to read off of it, but, it's better if you don't, And so I learned the lines with the guy I was in line with. Shout out to him. He lives in Louisville, Kentucky. But we learned our lines. We went in there. We said our lines. I put my script in my pocket, and I just did it. And it wasn't verbatim, but it was good enough to where, man, you only had 5-10 minutes to learn your lines. You had to execute. You know what I mean? So I just got the gist of the scene and said, this is what I need to do. And I got signed. Yeah, with the agency. So. And definitely shout out to everybody at Guild Talent again. I appreciate you guys. I'm actually going to take some new headshots today after I leave here. So, but that's another thing I would say. Always, update your headshots. Always be professional, no matter where you're at. Whether you're on set, whether you're on, whether you're doing theater, whether or you're doing film behind the scenes. Always be professional. Because your character is what gets you into the rooms, Well, no, your talent gets you into the room, but your character keeps you in the room. You know what I mean? So you could be the most talented person in the world, but you could be just terrible to work with. You know what I mean? So you don't want that. You want somebody that's going to come in there, be professional, do their job, and it's okay to have fun and joke and relax. But when it's time to work, let's work. You know what I mean? For the most part.
And that. Ironically, goes into my next question.
Oh, nice.
What are some characteristics and just traits that you see in like some of the best actors? And like you said, you can't be terrible to work with. You can't be someone who's selfish. I'm sure. Like what are some traits?
Yeah, I would say like Denzel. Like I like him because He's humble, like we talked about earlier, as far as being humble. He's got zillions and millions of dollars in the bank, but he'll take time out to come teach you something, or he'll take time out to still take acting classes, or he'll take time out to, and mentor somebody. That's what I look for in a person, an actor, actress, whoever the case may be. I want somebody like that, that is at that level, but doesn't act like they're at that level, if that makes sense. I want somebody that will take time out to show me, hey, Lawrence, this is how you do it, do it like this. Because, a lot of times people really don't want to show you things in this industry.
Sad, yeah.
It's sad, but it's true. A lot of people don't want to take time out. Like if let's say I booked Chicago Fire, okay, and I'm not willing to talk to the young gentleman that wants me to help him mentor, or wants me to help mentor him on his short film. So what kind of person would I be to not give back? You know what I mean? So I just can't deal with people that think they've made it, or even if they have made it, have this mentality that I don't have to do nothing for nobody else, or I don't have to, pass the torch along, or I don't have to show them, And I understand this is a business, so a lot of times, you pay for a service, but a lot of times you shouldn't have to pay for a service. You just want to do it. You want to see somebody succeed. You want to see that next person take it to the next level. You want to see that next person make it. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about for me. It's the money would be great. The money is nice. I love working with people, but my main objective is to make sure that I can help as many people along the way that I can. Because let's be honest, when I pass away and I leave and I'm dead and gone, I want a legacy to pass along. I don't want, Lawrence had a bunch of money, but he was an asshole, So I don't know if I can say that.
No.
But you know what I'm saying? But he was that guy. So I don't want to be that guy. I want to be somebody that I helped as many people as I possibly could. I meant it. I'm genuine. And I think if you ask around about me, I'm that guy that's going to go 150% above what I'm supposed to do to make sure I help that person get to the next level as far as that goes. So, yeah.
That's key.
No, it is. Yeah. So
I feel like, especially in our culture, I said this a few times, on episodes.
Oh yeah.
We get to the top, we do not want to reach our hand back down. In other cultures, they have a whole assembly line, just their hands just up, just helping people. It's like a machine.
It's insane.
And some people in our culture, a lot of people just want to get to the top.
Yep.
And then just act like the big dog, right? And look down on you, And
a lot of times, you don't have to step on anybody's neck to get to that level.
No.
But a lot of people will step on your neck just because, and they don't have to.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't understand. You know what I'm talking about? So why do I feel like I have to step on your neck to get to the next level, and I shouldn't have to? My talent and my faith alone will speak for itself. You know what I mean? And that's it. I don't have to be this guy I'm not. I don't have to try to put on these airs and act like I'm this big shot.
Try to flex.
Try to flex. Just be humble and just, do the job to the best of your ability and go from there. Yeah, sure.
So you mentioned Denzel earlier. I was going to ask you, what are some actors, actresses, or whatever that you look up to?
Oh, wow. So
kind of taking some notes from.
No. Denzel, like I said, number one. Will Smith's good. I love like people that just dig into the character and you don't know they're acting. You know what I mean? Because you got people that act, but it looks like they're acting. So it's not believable. But these guys actually dig into those characters and they make it believable. And Training Day was one.
I was gonna say Training Day. You want Denzel Training Day?
I want Denzel Training Day because that showed a side of him that we never saw before, and that's where he won the award on that one. So that showed a side of him that we never saw, and it was like, why does he have to play a bad guy to get some kind of justice, or and he played all these good parts. All of his movies, he played some good roles, but that one role just stood out because he played something he totally never played before. So yeah, and there's so many. Angela Bassett. Love her.
Yeah.
She's classic. Man, and what's love got to do with it when she played, with Ike and Tina Turner? And it's like, She played that part.
She played it for sure.
Oh yeah, and and I don't think she got enough recognition for that. And it's just like there's so many. I can name actors and actresses all day, but those are the main ones to me that stand out that have taken it to that level and still remain humble to some point. Mm-hmm. Will Smith, maybe iffy, but but he's still a good actor, and
he's in a lot of heat right now.
Yeah, he's in a lot of heat right now, but still a good actor, and I respect that. So because they respect the craft, so I respect that. And when I started off, I thought I can just go out there and read the script, 5 minutes. Oh yeah, I got it, and just play the part. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You really have to study that scene. You really have to dig into it, and you really have to become that character. And I think once I realized that, that made me so much better, for sure. So, yeah.
Were there any roles you were hesitant to take or didn't take? Because you hear some actors say, "I feel like this role would put me in a negative light," or like not even like a negative light, but like a box that I can't get out of, right?
Well, you know what? There's no roles that I haven't had to turn down any roles. But funny thing, shout out to Wink Productions. I had to play a sugar daddy. So that wasn't the role per se, but it was the gist of it. So after I played that part, after the show, a couple people come up to me and just me mugging me and looking me up and down like, But that goes to show you that you took that character, you embodied it, and you played it, and that was great. So that's what I love to do. So, and when you get people that don't want to talk to you after playing a bad guy, you did your job. So, so that you did your job. So that's what I want. Yeah, for sure. But I don't think I would turn down any roles. Yeah. I don't think I would. I mean, I would definitely, unless it was too crazy, but still, I mean, as an actor, you're acting. So that's what it is. So, yeah. So you can't really say, oh, I wouldn't do that. Well, why? Because you're acting. It's not like it's real. But people just have that bad opinion of you, because you played that part. Like a Jeffrey Dahmer role. Yeah. You may have played the part too well, so now when people see you in person, in real life, oh, you're that pedophile, or you're typecast, or you're that guy, or you're this, so, yeah. That's the only thing I would worry about, but you're acting, you're doing the job, so you can't really say, oh, I wouldn't do that, so, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but the guy who played Jeffrey Dahmer, I can't unsee it. Now I'm like,
you know what I mean?
You were cooking hearts in a skillet, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that's what I'm talking about. You can't unsee that. It's in your head. And even me, I know.
That mean they did their job, though.
Yeah, and I know he's acting, but at the same time, when I see him on something else, he could be playing a wholesome good guy, and I still think of him as Jeffrey Dahmer. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's one of those deals. But that means you did your job, you did it well. So that's all you can do. Just roll with the punches. So, yeah, definitely.
So, does your agent handle mainly finding you opportunities, or have you gotten some through, networking?
So there's a couple websites you can utilize, that I can submit myself for, projects. Nice. But the bigger projects, that's where your agent will submit you for, like the TV, commercials, movies, film, anything along those lines, theater even. They'll submit you for some of those bigger roles, but you can go online and submit yourself as well. So there's Actors Access and there's casting networks that you can sign up for, and they have all these opportunities where you just fill out, you put your resume on there, you put your background, what you've done, your experience, and you just submit. Put your headshots on there. You just submit yourself if you like. Mm-hmm. But your agent definitely submits you for the bigger stuff, for the most part.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You said Actors.
Yeah, Actors Access. So
Actors Access.
And then Casting Network.
Casting Network.
Those are the main two that I use. There's others out there that you can utilize, but those are the two main ones that I use. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's good information.
Oh yeah, definitely, no, for sure.
So, do you ever think you were like unfairly passed over a role?
That's a loaded question, man.
You hear some, but that's like Hollywood, right? Well, you hear some actors say, "Yeah, I feel like, I was passed over because of whatever.
Yeah.
This person didn't like me from the last scene I played, whatever.
Yeah, I know. You know what? I haven't had that happen.
Good.
And I don't think that, if you get passed over on the role, that means you just weren't a good fit for that role, or you wasn't the right person for that role. Or like as we talked about earlier, there may be other kind of variables behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Exactly.
So you can't take it personal. Like if I kill an audition and I'm saying, man, I did a great on the audition, you show it to people, oh yeah, you did great, man. Not the yes man, I'm talking about the real people. I'll tell you the truth. But if you show it to them and they say, yeah, you did great. But I mean, it's one of those things where you can't take it personal because, I mean, you can be passed over 100 times, but that one yes, like we talked about earlier, means everything. So I take it with a grain of salt. I used to take it personal when I first started because I didn't know the business. And I thought, well, hey, why didn't I get that part? And then you see who gets the part when you see it on TV and you're like, wait a minute, so, but like I said, you don't know all the variables that went into that decision. So you can't judge it based off of, he's a bad actor or a good actor. You have to judge it off what they're looking for or the matchup or what they want, so I don't take it personal anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. It was to a point where I auditioned for a show a few times, and I didn't watch the show because I didn't want to see who got the part. That's when I started.
You're a little salty
I was a little salty at first, but, and my wife got on me. She said, oh, no, we need to watch the show. And so we started watching it, and I liked it. So you can't be that guy, or that girl to be like, because I didn't book the role, I can't support somebody else who did book it. Yeah. So, you know what I mean?
Or you're looking for reasons as to why you were passed over.
Yeah. It'll drive you crazy. Yeah. It really will. And you'll be up at night thinking, why didn't I get this part? I did everything I was supposed to do, and it'll just drive you nuts. Yeah, for sure.
I think the point is just to keep getting better, right? Until you get to a point where you just become undeniable. You know what I mean? Yeah. You become really good. Become like a Denzel.
You know what? It's just to the point to where I think if you just take your craft seriously, and you just focus and you do what you're supposed to do, everything else will fall in line. You can only get better if you keep practicing. I mean, I remember when I first started, I showed my dad something, one of my first film projects. I showed him. He was like, he said, I saw it, but you really weren't that great. He told me you really weren't that great. He told me that. And I was like, thanks, Dad. Right. So, but now he looks at my stuff and he's like, I see where you progressed. So everybody has to start somewhere. Let's be honest. And you have to progress. So I'm learning every day. I'm not by any means perfect, and I don't claim to be, but I'm humble. I'm hungry. I want to work, and I want to learn as much as possible from people that have been in the industry for quite some time, and as well as taking classes, as well as just growing as a person and as an actor. So I think you have to take into consideration that you're a person, you're a human being first. So you have to grow within yourself before you can grow as an actor or grow anything that you do. Like even with your podcast, you have to grow within yourself and know what you want out of life and know what you want to do out of life before you can take it to the next level and do what you're doing now. So now I'm sure you're at that step right now where you're growing still.
Can we do like another episode with just you preaching? Just forget all the acting stuff.
Hey,
just preach
it. Here's the thing. It's like,
you just feed my soul right now. I'm just like, man.
But here, you have to be genuine. And and my thing is, when you see somebody that's working hard, you see somebody that's trying to build something, why do you want to tear them down? Build them up as much as possible. Because for me, I'm my own advocate for myself. Like I told you earlier, I'll be in the Walmart and I'll be, hey, I'm Lawrence C. Johnson Jr. Hey, I'm this. Wherever I'm at, I'm going to preach about myself. I'm going to talk about myself because you're supposed to do. As you should be talking about yourself. You should be posting every 5 minutes, not every 5 minutes, but you should be posting a lot, and you should be promoting yourself and saying, hey, this is my show. I want you guys to come on, check it out, support me. And what can they say? No, I'm not going to support you, but at least you're putting it out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't down yourself or belittle yourself and think, oh, well, it's only a small podcast, or, oh, I'm only a little actor. I haven't done too much. there's no small parts in life. You know what I mean? There's no small parts in life, and you just have to run with it and just believe in yourself and never give up on your dreams. I tell you that. I'll tell you that all the time. Every time I see you, don't give up, girl. Don't give up on your dreams, because here's the thing. When you do quit, you're always going to be in the back of your mind, hey, man, I wonder what if. Yeah. What if? I probably could have did that, but I'll never know because I stopped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I have a lot of friends, just real friends, that not actors, none, but that supported me in the beginning, like 100%, you know, when I was first starting out, because I was just starting out. But once I actually accomplished something, it started dwindling off. I accomplished something else bigger, started falling off. Because here's the thing, people don't want to support you. They only support you if they think you're not going to make it.
When you're working towards something.
Yeah. When they think, oh, yeah, he's just doing that little acting, or he's just doing, or she's got the little podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want to just do that, but they don't want to support you when you finally do make it. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not saying I made it, but once I started booking commercials, and once I did a TV show, and I started doing some theater or some other stuff, people was like, oh, he was serious about this. So, yeah, I need to pull back. And you see it because the posts don't get shared as much. You know, people don't talk about you as much, you know, and which I'm good with that.
I can relate.
Yeah, you can relate. But I'm good with that because I know who I am. I know whose I am, which is God's. And God's not going to let me fail. He's not going to give me anything more than I can bear. You know what I mean? So I look at it like this. So even if I do get those 1,000 no's like we talked about earlier, and I get that one yes, that's all I need. It means everything to me. So definitely.
I guess having those people in your life, well, you know, a part of your life, I guess, whatever, is better than having the people who want to support you more and more the more you make it, like those leeches. Because I've had some of them. I'm like, really? You know, like they wasn't really for you, and you figured out eventually, but you just know that they want to attach themselves to you. You know, because they feel like you're going to make it, and they feel like you're going to be something. They just want to attach themselves. Those are the worst. So I'd rather, like you said, like stop supporting me the more, the higher I reach. In the beginning, so I can know who you are.
No, that's so true. And you know, and I'll say it's like being a politician. You have to, you know, play this game, so to speak. You know, you have to talk to them, but you know, to a certain point. You know what I mean? So you don't have to give it your all, but you have to say, oh, okay, well, yeah, thanks for your support, knowing they don't really like you, or knowing they don't really support you, but they see you out. Oh, I knew you could do it. Oh, you were the guy. You're the man. Oh, way to go, Lawrence. And then you post something and they don't even like it, but I saw your post, but they don't like it. You know, so if you saw my post, why didn't you like it?
It costs nothing to share.
It costs nothing to share or hit like. And I tell people, I'm not asking for money. I'm just asking for support. That's all I'm asking for. So. Well, girl, we can talk all night. You know, I'm good. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. I like this. This is all right. I think it's the coffee.
So you've never been someone who's like camera shy or anything?
Oh no.
Because you hear some actors say that, like, yeah, I used to hate the camera. Now I'm like,
no.
That's hard. You go from an introvert to someone who's my thing is, like I told you earlier, when I was younger, I had a little 6-pack. I was in shape. And it was high school. I was doing some miles. I was feeling myself. You couldn't tell me nothing, man. I'm about $105, man, pure muscle, man. But no, I knew I wanted to be an entertainer. I knew I wanted to do something, and it's just funny. I just always like to be in front of the camera. I always like to be in front of people. So that was never the deal for me. You know, I wanted to be in front of the camera. I just didn't know what capacity. So once I learned my niche and learned that, hey, this works for me, this is what I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this. And so practice, get in front of the camera, to some camera training, to some acting classes. I can't stress this enough. Focus on your craft and you'll get better and better as you go. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. But no, I've never been camera shy. Matter of fact, where the cameras at? Let me talk to them. There you go, baby. How you doing? I like it. Yeah. For sure. So what are some of the projects you have coming up?
Okay, I've got 2 plays coming up. So shout out to Wink. Wink at Wink Productions. It's a play called Misleading. That's going to be July 15th.
Okay.
That role is going to be pretty deep. I won't talk about it, but yeah, check that out. July 15th. You go to my page, follow me at Lawrence E. Johnson Jr. or official Lawrence Johnson Jr. on Instagram. I've got a play that I'm doing with Cassandra Bell, and that's called A Fishtail. That's March 18th and 19th. So shout out to Cassandra for giving me an opportunity as well. Also, like we talked about earlier, I had The Plight of the Independent Filmmaker, the movie coming out. We're still filming that with myself and Will Adams. That'll be out later this year, 2023. I worked on a movie called Ruth, The Book of Ruth, with Al Ballard, BCS Studios. That'll be out later this year. It's finished. So that'll be out later this year. Shout out to Al. And I don't want to forget anybody, but I'm working on a lot of stuff. And, it's just like they say, don't you get tired? I'm like, no, I don't get tired, because this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like people make time for what they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the most part. So if you make time for what you want, that's it. You know what I mean? So I can be tired after being on the road all day, driving all day and dealing with people. But when I get home, I know I have to invest in myself like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I have to invest in myself and pour back into myself and make sure that I invest and grow as an actor, as a person, as whatever. You know what I mean? So, I also have Friend Zone that's going to be coming out too as well. So with Al Ballard's BCS Studios too as well. So nice. There's a lot of projects that I'm working on. Oh yeah, The Caretaker, the short film I'm doing with the young man that I'm mentoring. Shout out to Chris, Shalonda, that's his mom. But definitely wanted to make sure I help him become who he wants to be because he's hungry and he's eager to work. You know what I mean? So, and I look at it like this: if I don't show him, who will? Who will? Especially if he reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, can you show me this? Can you show me that? What do you think of my script?" So we met up. We went over the script. We broke it down. This is what we need to change. This is what we need to do. We'll get a shooter. We'll get the actors and actresses hired, and we'll make it work. So we'll take care of him in that way too. But no, definitely, I'm just grinding, and I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out. I know I am, but
it's a lot.
Yes, it's a lot going on. But I definitely appreciate all the love and support that everybody's given me. I appreciate everything that everybody's done for me. It means so much from the bottom of my heart. Like I said, I'm a humble guy. I don't talk about what I do for people because I want it to come back to me. I want to be blessed for that. And but yeah, it's about helping people and helping people grow. That's what it comes down to.
That was one of the reasons I asked you if you had 9 to 5 earlier because you do so much.
Yeah,
9 to 5, then you're like, you have a million films coming out. It's like, geez. Well, but it comes from that internal motivation. And some people are always looking for constant motivation. It's going to be days you don't feel like doing it, but you have to. Yeah, that's that internal fire that you have to develop. You know, if you want to make it, you want to grow in life.
And I tell you what, Bree, I see that in you. I mean, just looking at you, listening to you, I see that you're humble, but I see that hunger in your heart, that you want to succeed, you want to grow, you want to build. And whatever I can do to help you out, you let me know. Whatever I can do to support you. If you need me to bring people on your show or have people come to your show and be on your podcast, let me know. I know quite a few people would love to be on your show and talk to you and just, back and forth with you. So that would be an opportunity that I would be more than happy to help you with. So
I appreciate that.
No problem. Problem. Definitely.
And really quick, how are the financials of developing these projects? Like how pricey is it, right, to develop like a short film?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
Because we have our own equipment, so we don't have to worry about renting equipment or hiring anybody to shoot for us because he's a shooter. We write our own scripts, so we don't have to hire anybody to do that. The only thing we would have to do is probably pay for the location or more or less pay the actors and actresses. And which with us, it's okay for you to not pay some actors and actresses if you just don't have it. But with us, our mindset is we want to pay them regardless because everybody's working, everybody's trying to make it. Whether we pay them $100, whether we pay them $500 per episode, we want to make sure we pay them because it's business, you know, because not everybody's going to want to work for free for you. You know what I mean? Especially with us, we're starting out, you know, and we're writing films, we're shooting films. But when you hire actors and actresses, you know, they want to be compensated as well. Yeah. You know, so you want to make sure you take care of them and be professional. I can't stress this enough. Be professional. Like if we're on set before anybody even gets there. You know, we show up, we do our jobs, we make sure the equipment's there, we make sure that everything's set up. So when the actors and actresses show up, all they got to do is do their part. Okay. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. Be professional, and you'll be remembered for being professional, and not just somebody that just comes in screaming and just not on point where they need to be, you know, as far as that goes. So if that makes sense, I don't know if I explained that correctly, but you always want to treat people the way you want to be treated, you know, and people will remember you for that, and they'll want to work with you. And then next time you may not have the budget. You say, hey, can you do this? And they'll, yeah, I got you, Lawrence. Don't worry about it. You know, so, and that's happened a few times too, but we try to pay everybody as much as we can. We try to, you know, have a budget in line for locations and stuff like that ahead of time. So it works out, you know, so we've been truly blessed, and, you know, I thank God for it, man. Cause like I said, it's not me, you know, I'm not scared to say it. It's not me at all. And, you know, hang around Tom. Tom's a good guy, so I like him now. So he's cool people now.
Shout out to Tom.
Yeah, shout out to Tom behind the scenes. So
recording everything.
Yeah, he recording everything. But no, and definitely appreciate you for having me out. It's been a pleasure. And you know, I wish it didn't have to end, man. You got more questions. You talk to me. I mean, my goodness, I'm loving it. But no, definitely appreciate it. And is this live now, or is it going to be aired? I'm not sure.
This recorded.
Oh, okay, yeah, perfect. So yeah, definitely make sure you support Bree and everything she does. She's amazing. Her podcast is ridiculous. I love it, and I'll be back if she has me.
Oh yeah, you already know. Definitely. So where can people find you?
So you can find me on Facebook at Lawrence E. Johnson Jr., Instagram at official Lawrence Johnson Jr., and that's a shame I don't know my TikTok off the top of my head. But those are the main two. But no, definitely I got a picture of my mom on my Facebook page, so click on that, Lawrence E. Johnson Jr., and then the official Lawrence Johnson Jr. For Instagram. So those are the main two. So definitely support me on those guys, and I would definitely appreciate all the love and support. Definitely, for sure.
All right. Well, that wraps up this interview. Thank you for coming. Thank you. And you know, we will be doing some Instagram lives. Okay. With guests who have come on the show and new guests. Gotcha. You know, just to provide additional value and like Q&As for people watching who may have questions. So this is our interview style shows. We are rolling out a new format, which is real talk. It's just me dropping knowledge like Lawrence was dropping a lot of today. Stuff you got to hear that's coming out. Next Thursday is going to be the first episode for Real Talk. But this is our interview style show. Gotcha. So be on the lookout for that, people. But that wraps it up. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Much love, Bree.